In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to stay warm at night while backpacking when temperatures are below freezing. Hi everyone, my name is Amy Rout. I recently got back from a section hike along the Tahoe Rim Trail, and the funny thing was I had cell service the whole time. I was able to check the forecast and see what temperatures each night dropped down to. The first night temperatures were 3 degrees, the second night it was 7 degrees, and the third night was 12 degrees Fahrenheit. Even though I had the gear I needed to stay warm in those temperatures, I was still really nervous. I've actually never backpacked in those cold of temperatures before, but you guys, I was so warm. And so I'm going to share my 5 tips and pieces of gear to help you stay warm during your backpacking trips. The first thing I want to share is my favorite thing ever. It is boiling water, putting it in an Nalgene, and throwing that Nalgene at the foot of your sleeping bag. Oh my gosh, it feels so good against the feet, and it really helped warm up the air temperature inside my sleeping bag. I did that for all 3 nights on the Tahoe Rim Trail, and I think it made a really big difference. I also brought hand warmers for an emergency, but I did not end up using those. Okay, the second tip might seem obvious to some people, but just in case, another tip I have is to keep your feet and your head covered. Each night I wore socks, and I also wore my R1 hoodie and my beanie on top of that. I did bring a buff and have it around my neck just in case my nose and face got cold, but I didn't actually end up using that. Now for gear. So the third thing that I've got for you is sleeping pads. I brought the Thermarest NeoAir Xtherm. I've talked about how I don't love this sleeping pad because as a side sleeper, I wake up with pain in my shoulder and hip. However, there's no denying that this thing is warm. The Xtherm has an R value of 5.7, which is pretty darn high. Some people might even consider this overkill, but like I said, there's no denying that it will keep you warm at night. Number 4, sleeping bag. The next piece of gear that did a tremendous amount of the work in keeping me warm at night was my Western Mountaineering Versalite 10-degree down bag. It is very lofty and it is a little pricey, but I actually did not buy it at full price because I picked it up at an employee discount when I was working for backcountry.com. It was still pretty pricey, but I feel like I am willing to spend a lot more money on gear where other people spend money on a lot of other normal things that I do not buy. I will throw down hundreds of dollars on a piece of gear with no problem, but it took me months and months and months to finally purchase like a $4 potato masher because I make homemade mashed potatoes all the time. And I think I was like using a fork or a spoon, and I struggled so hard with the idea of actually purchasing a $4 thing to make my life a lot easier. Okay, number 5, last piece of gear that helped me get through single-digit nights is my Cocoon Silk Mummy Liner. Since I was nervous about the cold, I really wanted to bring this, and it's just kind of an extra layer of protection to help trap that heat in. And bonus, if you are wearing the same clothes for 4 days straight while you're backpacking and while you are sleeping, like me, the liner acts as a way to keep your sleeping bag cleaner because the liner is a lot easier to clean than a sleeping bag. I want to mention that this video is a collaboration with a bunch of other YouTubers. We were all interested in uploading videos on what we do to stay warm when it gets a little chillier outside. Their videos will probably be different than mine, so go ahead and check them out if you want to know how to stay warm when it starts to get cold in the year, or if my video just wasn't helpful enough. We've all got different ways of staying warm, so I'm sure you might learn something different from one of their videos. They will all be linked below, so you can go check out their channels. Remember that we all like to backpack in our own way, and we might like our own system, but there are many other ways that people do things, and that's okay. Thank you for watching, stay warm out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, my birthday was this last weekend, so for anyone that can guess my age, You get a thumbs up. I want to mention that this video Why did I have to do this on garbage day?